We're going under.
Welcome to another Nudelberg Daily Huddle. We are coming to you from a submarine that is 12 feet underwater in Oakland Park, Florida.
Oh boy, craziness, man. I got emails and texts from everybody all over the place like, are you okay? We're okay, but we are wet.
I mean, I can see the sun finally, which is huge. The sun is out or is popping out now. So.
Hoping that the rain stays away for today, and that to be respectful of everybody else, there are people in Miami who are in a much worse situation than we are up here in Lauderdale. But still, my neighborhood is underwater, and so I'm sure there are a lot of you that are stranded this morning that are trying to figure it out. I figured it out. We still got up. We still got to the gym. My gym had all kinds of buckets and garbages everywhere because the roof was leaking. But we got the workout in. We got the walk in for Lou, so we're figuring it out.
And then there's always goggles, man. You
gotta
always
get rid of the goggles.
swim your way through it.
Guys, he's been wearing them for like 10 minutes now. Like this hasn't
as Dory would say, just keep swimming.
Keep swimming.
That's exactly right.
But you know what? In spite of it all, we did get out yesterday. We did have a great lunch. Love Maya Papaya.
Maya Papaya. Yesterday was an awesome day of people. So shout out to Sarah Maya, who we met with yesterday, who is solidifying her spot on the team with us at On the Ball. So we're excited about that and excited about bringing her onto the squad. Had an unbelievable virtual coffee with John Malazzo. Just fun conversation. So John, as promised, my book is in the mail to you and you will receive that shortly. But just a good dude, good story, great huddler. Glad to have him in the tribe and in the community. And if you do not know John, you should reach out to him.
So he reached out to me directly afterwards, just like effusive, just, oh my God, I just had da-da-da-da, and I know your boys, and they're great, and you should be really proud. And just so that everybody knows, I hate them both. So.
And one more shout out to Zach Corliss, making it a habit to be here in the morning. Him and I had a virtual coffee 2 days ago. And anytime you get to share a story or share similar stories about being in a coma, it's always a fun conversation. So
it's not everyone that can
right. We don't know that. So.
Right. It makes it very special to be able to relate to somebody's situation at that age, to have that kind of miracle happen in your life. And just, awesome. So Zach, keep up the great work. I know you got a lot of stuff coming up, but glad to have you here.
John knows how to throw out the compliments. Get Jake is absolutely working. Jake said to me today after we did our cold plunge, he said, I haven't seen your stomach that thin, that flat in a really long time. It's working, man.
It is working.
Here's the biggest takeaway for me, and we'll get into more fitness tips today. We're going to start off with NTs, which I didn't know what that was, but it should be great. But, the patience of waiting, of doing it consistently, and then the results happen. I was never that good at that. And so it's been amazing. Really has been a very short but amazing journey. I do want to share one more thing. Just this teamwork conversation exploded. Every coaching call yesterday had some element of teamwork. And, teamwork is not like always a big team. Sometimes it's just you working one-on-one with somebody. That's teamwork. Shay, show me teamwork at its best.
Oh boy, that's trust.
I said, oh shit.
That's at a very high level.
I was like, holy moly. Shay, let's wake this thing up. Let's get to our great content today, which will be questions about fitness and how it affects your mind and your body and your spirit. And if you have questions, ask. I've got stuff loaded up, but it's basically get Jake. So let's do it. So I'm not really sure what Eddie said.
I was so hoping that you were going to say that. Eddie, what is Dunbis? Eddie Dyke says that's Dunbis. What
does that mean?
Spell check. That must be spell check.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's very
so. One of the things I wrote about in the book and I talk about all the time is the power of music. Jake brings his music and his playlist for us to work out, and it definitely changes the workout. So I'm going to kick this morning's huddle off with some workout music. Give me Beyonce.
I ain't worried doing me tonight. A little sweat ain't never hurt nobody. Don't just stand there on the wall. Everybody just move your body. 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 Everybody want you move your body. Everybody want you move your body. Everybody, I wanna be myself tonight. Hey, give me body. I wanna be myself tonight. Wanna move my body. I wanna let it out tonight. Wanna party, wanna dance, wanna be myself tonight. Hey, push your thighs from me, let's go. Time to move your little hips, from my nose, from my nose. Just your sticks, bring your back real quick. Do the running man and then you turn around like this. Hey, just a seven, time to break it down. Step and touch to the dance hall sound. Hey.
I love it.
Woke and Gabby actually had a fantastic conversation yesterday about Adele, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus.
There
Who
was a
was
whole
more
group chat
talented?
going on.
We were really busy, at the end of the day yesterday.
Just the words of that song, move your body. The whole point of this is, and I've used this reference a lot, we are a machine. We are like a car. You got to warm the car up. You don't take the Ferrari. You don't put sand in the tank. You don't just open it up. You warm it up. So, Jake, what's your take on warm-ups?
Warm-ups. Well, I think you need to warm the muscle up and kind of let it know, or train the brain a little bit and the nerves and, the neurons that we're about to get going. Even today, we were about to hop on the bench. Probably should have done a little bit more warm up, because you got on the weight. You're like, ooh, that was really heavy. And then by the time we were in the second set, you were like, oh, I'm ready to go. So I think, preparing your body a little bit, your muscles, they're tight, they haven't been doing anything. So they're really contracted, and now they're going to stretch really far apart. So just preparing the body for that.
Love it. Mark, any comments?
Yeah, it's the primer. It's the preparation. We talk about preparation all the time. I don't know an aspect of your life that you shouldn't spend some type of preparation on it. So, at F45, they do pretty much the same warm up every day, but it's 20 seconds of this exercise, 20 seconds of this exercise, 20 seconds of this exercise. It's a functional movement. So you're getting a lot of joint movement in, you're adding a little bit of body weight resistance or some explosives like jumping and stuff. But anything that forces your body to get prepared to then go do the actual work that you're trying to do. So, I think
it's interesting you mentioned F45. Is that what it is?
F45.
So a friend of mine, Heather, is in PR. She's representing Wahlberg in he's now the brand voice for at 45. And if you want to see a motherfucker that works out, does it.
Well, what's funny is that like he doesn't actually work out at F45.
No,
Like, he does his own training.
Well, have you seen the video where he tries to go to a 24-hour fitness?
Yeah, and they weren't open.
Nobody's open. Nobody's there.
Correct.
I mean, like, if you were the owner of 24-hour fitness, like, you had to be the most pissed off human being on this earth.
I mean, getting on a Wahlberg conversation, number one, he's a great follow on social media. Number two, he's a brand ambassador for a ton of brands, but consistently in his content is the 4 a.m. club. He works out at 4 a.m. And when he's on the road, he usually has his team coordinate with one of the local gyms to open up for him so that he can go in there and get a workout in. The video that Jake was talking about is obviously somebody dropped the ball there because they went to the gym. Nobody was there. They couldn't get in. They couldn't get their workout in at 4 a.m. But he is a huge proponent of getting movement in every day, eating the right things. He's got a supplement brand that he promotes, eating the right things, both for your body and what you're actually putting in, but also mentally and spiritually. He's got the Hollow app. I mean, the guy's got 7,000 brands he represents.
I think, I've said this my whole career, success leaves clues, and you are the sum of the people you hang out with. One of the benefits of social media is you can hang out with The Rock. The Rock posted that he had a busy Saturday, with all the things he's got going on, but didn't give up his workout at 2:30 in the morning. Yep. This guy is after it. And he goes, I'm just not willing to give up the day because I know what's on the other side of that. I know how it makes me feel. And, he wouldn't have been able to sleep. So
obviously he's building a personal brand, but he's showing it to empower other people too.
Correct.
And I think that's another reason to share your journey is you don't know how many people are getting motivated by it, relate to it. There are some people that have to work out in the middle of the night. And so when they see him doing it, it is fuel to those other people. And you act as, kind of an example for them.
So this is great. We have Ivor Kiwi. Thank you for showing up, Ivor. My question is around post-morning workout. When should you eat? Now, Mark, you and Jake both changed my perspective. I was not eating and I was running out of gas pretty quick. So what's your routine?
Yeah. So for me, like any kind of processed carb, right? Like I love bread. Just anytime I always want bread. But so I know that bread and processed carbs turn into sugar very quickly. Your body processes them and turns them into energy very fast. So if you're going to have those, the best time or the most optimal time to have those kinds of foods, same thing with fruit, which turns into sugar. Natural sugars are a little different, but it turns into sugar. So those kinds of foods are great to have pre-workout, anytime in the 45-minute window prior to workout. I don't like eating like 15 minutes before I go do a bunch of exercise. So for me, the window is 45 minutes prior, 30 minutes prior at the latest. And then you really have 90 minutes post-workout to refuel your body with the proteins that it needs to heal, and then also replenish the carb supply, replenish that energy supply so that you can propel yourself for the rest of the day. That doesn't mean that you worked out really hard at 6 a.m. So at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you should have pasta for lunch. It doesn't work that way. Once you miss your window, your body comes back down from the workout, switches into a lower gear, and now you're putting sugar in your body that your body's not ready to process.
Jake?
Yeah, can I echo the message? Heavy protein, heavy water, and if you want to add a little carbs, do it. I prefer to go mostly protein, but that's because I'm still trying to cut and lose weight. So it, definitely goes in line to what you're trying to do.
While we're on this diet thing, I am a huge fan of the Arnold newsletter.
The one this morning was great.
Unreal. So this came this morning. Thank you. Laws of attraction. We're talking about fitness and what to eat. What you eat fuels your body. I've talked to many, many sales groups who are like, oh, it's Taco Tuesday. And I'm like, dude, you're going to go out. You're going to stain your shirt. You're going to feel like shit afterwards. You know what good is that? Be careful about what you put in your body. And Arnold answers all these questions. He has grown that newsletter to 310,000 people. Shay will post it's called The Pump Daily. And there's three, it's a 5-minute read. Bang, bang, bang. There's 3 segments. Today's one of the segments was the 10-item shopping list that he does every 3 to 5 days. Okay. Eggs, unbelievable protein, fresh baked sourdough bread, Greek yogurt, kimchi, spinach, cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, avocados, whatever kind of berry, and garlic. Done.
Yeah, I mean, keep it simple, right? Like, and everything in there is a plant-based, comes from the ground, whole food, aside from the bread. But again, he's using that bread, and he talks about some of the things that he'll make. He'll use that fresh baked sourdough bread to do avocado toast. Right. So post-workout, when he's got time to refuel those carbs and put the energy sources back into his system, that's what he's choosing to eat in that window. So you can eat really good things. You can really enjoy your diet while you're eating the right things. You just have to understand how to do it. Like we're making ice cream at home now, right? But the ice cream is cottage cheese ice cream. So it's cottage cheese and yogurt with any kind of cheese. You could have honey,
cottage cheese. It makes me nauseous. It really does.
So first of all, don't knock it till you try it. But
no. I said cottage cheese. I didn't say anything about your ice cream. Stop getting so defensive. I just said cottage cheese.
It's really good. But so for me, like I'm a dessert freak. I gotta have it. I want it. I want something that scratches that itch for me. So I get a high protein, low carb, and obviously you still have to watch your calories. So you got to know what your calorie intake was for the day. But I know that I'm not eating something that's going to torch my body, but it's actually great in casein protein. So it's actually something that's good before you go to sleep.
Go for it. If it's on this, go.
2 things. Helen has a statement. She eats to live. She doesn't live to eat. Right. I live to eat. Like eating is like a thing for me.
Yeah.
Like I'll food. I go, where do you want to go to dinner? She goes, I don't care because I'm eating the same thing wherever we go. So she is so disciplined about it.
It's also picking your battles though. Like if you want to have shrimp parmesan on Friday night, that means you're not eating a bagel on Saturday.
Correct.
Like you have to live in moderation, because the more you fuel your body with bad shit, the more it'll crave it. The more you fuel it with good shit, the more it will crave it. It's a very simple process.
Right.
Okay. Second thing, as a dessert substitute, because you probably got that dessert thing for me. I'm a
1,000%
guy.
1,000%.
Which is one of the reasons why the question I ask everybody is, what's your favorite ice cream? I found Yasso bars. Yasso are 100 calories. They are low in sugar, high in protein, and they are
100% give you cancer.
Yogurt.
I don't know what Yasso bars are.
Are you serious?
Yasso bars.
Yeah, dude, Yassos are.
But here's my thing with some of these, right? Like Halo ice cream is no calories, essentially, right? You eat a whole fucking carton and it's like 200 calories.
It's got
there's no sugar in it. No, there's no sugar.
No sugar.
Because
so
it's got sugar alcohol in it. Right. So like it scratches the itch of having, but there's no nutritional value in that. Like you're not doing anything to help yourself when you eat the Halo ice cream. So that to me is
Debbie Hammer. I want to get to her question because she did send it in.
Oh, there's a Yasso bar. Look at
wow. Oh, that one is the best too.
Nice.
The
cookies and cream is high up there.
I do Quest bars for dessert a lot now, but I'm not worried about calorie count all that much. So they are high in calories. But anyways, I want to get to Debbie Hammer's question. And I'm really interested because me and Mark had this conversation yesterday when I asked him, for those of you who don't know, Mark spent a number of years as a vegetarian while remaining somewhat in shape, I would say, right?
You're a
so this was I should have taken a screenshot, and I apologize, I didn't, but I'll read it. My daughter, 28, has basically given up on weight training because she generally adheres to a vegetarian diet, and it is her understanding that you need 30 grams of protein a day to support weight training. 30 grams or more is really tough to get from veggies. Is it true that someone who is just looking to tone up with weights, parentheses, not necessarily like Volkswagens, like you Nudelbergs, needs that much protein? What would you advise her? Thanks, Jake.
Yeah. So my take on this is, number one, the 30 grams of protein on a vegetarian diet is not hard to get at all, actually. If she's not getting 30 grams of protein eating a vegetarian diet, then she's not eating the right foods, right? And so that's the one thing I learned when I went to that diet was like, oh, I can't just start substituting the foods I was eating with more carbs or more things to fill me up. Like I got to eat more spinach. I got to eat more beans. I got to eat more of the vegetables that have the protein in it, because in order to fill yourself up, you got to have a significantly higher quantity than you would of a meat or a fish or something like that. So I challenge that a little bit, that it shouldn't be hard to get 30, but also if she's not trying to build muscle mass and significantly change her muscle structure, then she doesn't have to really meet more than that. And so any kind of resistance training, any kind of weight training is good for your bone structure. It's good for your ligament structure. It's great to build muscle for coordination, for brain function, for everything. There's tons of studies out there that tell you how good weight training is for people, or resistance training is for people. So I would say she should absolutely push herself to do that. And I would not worry so much about how much protein she's getting.
So I would like to bring up one of the reasons that coaching and training with somebody who knows what they're doing is so significant is that you can ask those questions every day. I'm asking Jake, and he's holding me accountable. He knew I had shrimp parm, and then the following morning we worked out. We were going to go get a bagel, and he's like,
you know how I knew you had? You know how I knew you had shrimp parm though? You were complaining after the first set. Like the first,
I love it.
It really is wild to me. So this whole idea of supplements, which, that's something that Debbie's daughter could investigate. There's tons of supplements. There's tons of protein powders. There's every single kind of product. It's a multi-billion-dollar category. And one of the things that came up on Arnold's thing, and I've already, Helen's already taking it, and I'm taking it now, is collagen. You guys know about collagen, and can you comment?
Gabby and I just had a whole conversation about collagen last night because it's great for your skin and for your joints. Something I didn't know doing the research last night is that there's 3 different types of collagen. There's I think there's more actually, but there's 3 major that people focus on: type 1, type 2, type 3. Type 1 and type 3 are best for your skin and hair. Type 2 are best for ligaments. And so when you're actually researching what collagen you want to take, most type 2 collagen comes in a pill form. Most of the powders are more focused on type 1 and type 3. And finding like grass-fed, organic, that type of collagen is hard to find. And I got turned off from it because I looked at the reviews and it said it was fishy. And I was like, if you give me a powder that's fishy and you're expecting me to put that into a drink, I'm out. I don't care how good it is for my ligaments. I'm good on it. I know where my threshold is. Like, I'm not doing that.
This has been super. Jake, any closing comments on this subject? We had 2 great days of.
Look, I think there's a lot of different information out there, and I'll always say it. Keep it simple. Get some cardio. Mix a little bit of cardio with strength. Keep your heart rate high. Drink a shitload of water. Get proteins. Limit the carbs. Stay away from just bread as a whole. I think white bread is the worst thing for you. But in those windows, it's great for you. Just stay on the fitness.
Keep
journey.
it simple.
Don't allow it.
Rapid fire.
Go.
Best exercise that everybody should be able to do and maintain.
Push-ups.
Push-ups and pull-ups.
Push-ups and pull-ups. Pull-ups are very hard, and it takes work to get there, but they are hands down the 2 best exercises.
I'm glad you said that. We'll finish with this, but there's a longevity test that Arnold created. If you want it, reach out to me. I'll send it to you. But this longevity test is all based on the amount of push-ups that you can do, and it says you want to know how long you can live. You can spend hundreds of dollars, or you can drop and give me 4. If you can do 40 push-ups in one set, it will dictate the length of your life. There's a whole article about what it does to your cardiovascular. I'm up to 30, and I'm pretty strong, but I do 30 at the end of a whole workout. He calls them finishers, which leave me laying in a pool of sweat and unable to push myself up. But
awesome. Great conversation about physical strength today, about health for your body. Move, drink water, keep it simple, eat whole foods, and as always, stay on the ball. Let's get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this, so let's get down to business. Let's get down